At the beginning of this story, we are shown a man named Wade, who is a worker. He lives in his house with his girlfriend and his son. Wade is happy with his family, and one night, while he is asleep, he suddenly hears some noise. This wakes him up, and he wakes his girlfriend too, telling her that perhaps someone has broken into the house. He then goes to his son's room and finds him safe. He tells his girlfriend to stay there while he goes outside to see who has broken in, maybe a thief. While Wade is searching for the intruder inside the house, suddenly that man attacks him from behind and runs away. Wade picks up a baseball bat and chases after him. To stop him, he strikes the bat on the man's head, which makes him fall down instantly and die on the spot. Seeing this, Wade becomes scared. Soon, the police arrive. They check and find that the man hadn't stolen anything from the house. The police tell Wade that since he attacked the man outside the house, it will not go in his favor. In fact, the intruder had already reached the lawn while running away. Wade and his girlfriend try to explain everything to the police, but the police refuse to believe them without any solid proof. As a result, Wade is sent to jail. On his first day there, the prisoners don't behave well with him. One of them even beats him up, and none of the inmates in his cell talk to him properly. Later, Wade's lawyer comes to meet him and tells him that he has been charged with murder, because the man he killed was neither inside the house, nor had he stolen anything, nor did he have any weapon. That's why the case won't go in Wade's favor. Instead, he could be fined millions of dollars and sentenced to several years in prison. But still, she assures him that she will try to get him released. A few days later, the lawyer visits him again and says that despite trying every possible way to save him, she couldn't find any way out. You have only one option: go to court and confess your crime in front of the judge. That will reduce your sentence. So he is presented in court, and there Wade confesses to the crime. Although he didn't really commit that crime, he had hit the man who had forcefully come onto his property. He has no other choice. After pleading guilty, he receives a 3-year sentence, and Wade is put on a bus with the other prisoners and taken to a large prison where he will spend the next 3 years. On that same bus sits the leader of a local gang, who stabs another inmate with a knife. The knife then ends up in the hands of a second prisoner named Jack, who is sitting behind Wade. Frightened, Jack hides the knife under Wade's seat and tells Wade not to tell anyone about it, otherwise they'll kill him in prison. Wade becomes terrified. The police find the knife under Wade's seat, so he is called in for questioning. The investigators ask him many questions, but Wade refuses to cooperate and gives no answers, because if he says anything against someone, he will be killed. Due to non-cooperation, he is sent to that department of the prison where very dangerous prisoners are kept, those serving life sentences or on death row. There, inmates are locked up 23 hours a day and allowed outside for only 1 hour, and for 3 months no one is allowed to meet them. One day Wade is taken to a very large hall where many prisoners are gathered. 2 inmates are fighting each other and nobody intervenes. The guards and other staff enjoy the fight. They bet on who will win or lose. When the fight must be stopped, they use rubber bullets to break it up. After the fight ends, one prisoner speaks back insolently to a guard because the guard has been brutalizing him. The guards take that prisoner into a room and beat him very badly. By now, Wade has been in this section for 3 months. After those 3 months, his girlfriend finally comes to visit him. Seeing Wade, she becomes very emotional, because the two of them were already engaged and were supposed to marry soon, but now everything has changed. She tells him that their money has run out. Wade tells her to sell the house so that she can at least have some money. The next day, a new inmate arrives in Wade's cell. His name is John. He has been sentenced to life imprisonment because he set fire to his previous prison. John has no one left in the world. He tells Wade, "Here, everything will happen the way I want." Wade quietly obeys him, because he doesn't want any fights. He isn't a criminal. The following day, Wade is once again taken to the big hall where prisoners are forced to fight. There he meets Jack again, the same prisoner who had hidden the knife under Wade's seat on the bus. Jack tells Wade that the gang leader is very happy with him because he didn't testify against him. The new inmate John is respected by everyone in the prison because he has been moving from one prison to another for years. Back in their cell, John shares a lot of advice with Wade on how to survive and live inside the prison. The next day, John, Wade, and all the other prisoners are once again taken to the hall. This time, Wade himself is forced into a fight with another inmate. At first, that inmate completely overpowers Wade, but then the tide turns. Wade starts beating him brutally. Seeing this, a guard aims his gun at Wade to shoot rubber bullets, but the head guard, Jackson, stops him. Taking the gun from him, Jackson instead shoots the inmate Wade was fighting. Wade is left shocked and confused. John then explains to him that all the rules in this prison are created by Jackson and the guards who are with him. Since so many prisoners are getting badly injured, an officer arrives to conduct an investigation of the prison. He asks Jackson why so many inmates are hurt and why there are constant fights. Jackson replies that it is all being done to maintain peace inside the prison. The officer says he should try to maintain order. The very next day, Wade gets a visit from his girlfriend and his son. Seeing them makes Wade very happy, but their condition has worsened badly. Wade tells her, "Sell the house as soon as possible. Once I get out, I'll fix everything." The next day, Jack challenges Wade to a fight, but Wade refuses. In response, Jack's men attack him. John tries to help Wade, but Jack and his crew outnumber them. The guards are forced to use tear gas to break up the fight. After this, Wade is summoned by the same local gang leader, the one against whom he refused to testify earlier. Jack complains to the gang leader that Wade did not obey him. At that, the gang leader signals to his men, and they kill Jack right there. He then turns to Wade and offers him to join his gang. Wade replies that he will think about it. Later in his cell, Wade asks John about it. John advises him, "You should join that gang leader. He runs this prison. If you stay with him, you'll be safe." Meanwhile, we see Jackson and a sergeant at a children's baseball game. The sergeant tells Jackson that all the torture and brutality they're carrying out in the prison could one day cost them their jobs. But Jackson doesn't care, he wants to run the prison by his own rules. The next day, Wade's girlfriend visits again. She tells him that she has sold the house, but the money is already gone. "We're living in terrible poverty now," she says. Hearing this, Wade is deeply troubled. A new inmate arrives in the prison, and he attacks Wade. But Wade refuses to fight back. Seeing this, Jackson becomes furious and shoots Wade with a rubber bullet, injuring him. Later, he comes to Wade and says, "When you were brought here on that prison bus, a murder took place. Tell me who did it." The truth is, Jackson already knows that the crime was committed by the gang leader, but he needs a witness. Wade, however, refuses to testify against the gang leader. This makes Jackson furious. Out of rage, he pins the murder charge on Wade himself. Because of this, Wade's 3-year sentence is extended. Soon after, Wade receives a letter from his girlfriend. In it, she writes that she is breaking up with him. Her financial condition has become unbearable, and she is struggling too much to carry on. Receiving this letter completely breaks Wade. The next day, full of rage, Wade lashes out, attacking several inmates and beating them brutally. John warns him, "You must learn to control your anger." Meanwhile, Wade's girlfriend, who has been living at her mother's house, prepares to move out. Wade's son asks her, "Where are we going? Why aren't you keeping Dad's things?" She tells him, "We won't be living with him anymore." The boy, who loves his father deeply, says, "I can't live without him." In that moment, Wade's girlfriend realizes that she too still loves Wade. The next day, she goes to visit Wade again. With tears in her eyes, she says, "Forgive me. I will wait for you until you're released." Hearing this fills Wade with happiness. He shares the news with John, and together they make a decision. They will expose the illegal fights inside the prison so that higher authorities learn the truth about Jackson. Wade approaches Jackson and says, "I want to fight another prisoner, a very dangerous one." Jackson agrees, but sets a deadly condition: "This fight won't end until one of you is dead." Wade accepts. The following day, Wade calls his girlfriend to meet him. He tells her, "Tomorrow, you must tell an officer named Gordon everything about the atrocities happening here, and bring him to the prison. Gordon will bring an investigation officer with him." She agrees. Now the day of the fight arrives. Wade faces off against the dangerous inmate. The fight is brutal, but Wade eventually overpowers him and knocks him to the ground. Now the moment has come, the moment when Wade must kill the prisoner, as Jackson had demanded. But Wade refuses to kill him. This enrages Jackson. He aims his rubber bullet gun at Wade, ready to fire. But just then, John steps in front of him. Wade begs John to move aside, but one by one, all the prisoners step forward to shield Wade. Jackson now wants to kill them all, but the sergeant stops him, saying no. Jackson hesitates, then orders all the inmates back to their cells. Later, a guard comes to Wade and John and tells them they have to return to the fighting hall. Both of them are taken back and forced to lie on the ground. Jackson himself enters, determined to kill them. But some guards secretly oppose him. One of them quietly switches on the CCTV camera so that everything gets recorded. Jackson approaches Wade, ready to strike him down. But in that moment, John, who has a hidden weapon, attacks and wounds him. Shocked, a guard outside fires at John, hitting him fatally. Wade, enraged, wants to attack Jackson, but John stops him with his dying breath. By this time, Gordon and the investigation officer arrive. They inspect everything and uncover the truth of what Jackson has been doing. But now, both Jackson and John are dead. The officers also recover the recorded footage, which reveals that Wade was never a professional criminal. They confirm that he had nothing to do with the murder on the prison bus, and so the extra years added to his sentence are cancelled. Wade has already spent 18 months in prison, and only 15 months remain. He serves the rest of his time, but now the prison is different. No more illegal fights take place, no injustice is done to the inmates. All of it changed because of Wade and John. Finally, after 15 more months, Wade is released from prison. He steps out into freedom, where his girlfriend and son are waiting for him. Returning to his family, he is overwhelmed with happiness. The story ends here.